evening. I'd like to call the regularly scheduled Planning Commission meeting to order. Madison, will you lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance? Roll call, please.
Commissioner Garcia,
Here.
Commissioner Khrushchev,
Here.
Commissioner Pahana,
Here.
Vice Chair Cure,
Here.
Chair Walker,
Here.
all present.
Announcements. These proceedings may be viewed on demand on the City of 29 Palms website at www.29palms.org. You may also live stream this meeting by going to the city's website and clicking on the meeting agendas link. This meeting we're live streaming this meeting currently, but at the end of the City Development Director updates, we're going to end the live stream and conclude the meeting, and then we'll have our study session on the live events development updates. Also, we won't be taking public comments on the study session because it is a study session. If you have public comment or questions or concerns, you may email that to the city staff. That way, between now and the next time we have a work session, study session on this, the staff can take your questions and answer the questions actively in the next study session for this meeting, or this item. Gosh, that was a lot. Public comment. This is time for the public to address the Planning Commission on issues within the jurisdiction of the Planning Commission that are not on this printed agenda. All comments are to be directed to the chair of the commission and shall not consist of any personal attacks. Members of the public are expected to maintain a professional and courteous decorum during their comments. There is a time limitation of 3 minutes per person. If you've not already done so, please fill out a name and address slip and give them to the Planning Commission secretary. The Planning Commission is prohibited by Brown Act, state law, from taking action or discussing at length items not included on the printed agenda. Public comments on specific agenda items will be deferred until consideration of that agenda item. I'm going to open public comment. Anna Stump, please.
Hi, Anna Stump. I'm the chair of the 29 Palms Public Arts Advisory Committee, and I'm speaking for myself. Just want to let you know that we are having a similar discussion tomorrow at our meeting, and we are 5 highly qualified arts professionals, and we would be willing to speak with you as you decide what the definitions for entertainment, live entertainment is, because we all have very strong opinions. I guess I can't talk about that right now. I can't talk about my opinions. Okay, I won't, but I hope that we'll be able to talk to you soon.
Thank you. Vino, did you have a public comment? Okay.
Thank you, Chairman. Chairman, I was very saddened to hear that you would be leaving our city. And on behalf of the Nathraj family, I do want to thank you for not only serving the country, but serving our Smallman community. With the very little interaction I had with you, it was very nice. I could tell that you're a very honorable person, and hearing why you was moving to where you're going to. In this day and age, there's very few youngsters like yourself that would take care of parents. And I do follow you on social media. You also take very good care of your kid. Thanks. I mean, we have an upcoming kid that you have been grooming well, and you've also realized that your parent took care of you and you're going out to take care of your parent. Best of luck in everything. Thank you.
Cindy, did you want to give public comment? Is it on the item number 2?
No, I have a
Okay.
question, if you could address it, about why the study session isn't being recorded and who made that decision, and a question about not taking comment on the study session.
So it is my understanding study sessions are not typically live streamed and recorded because it is a study session. There's open discussion. It's not a formal meeting, right? We're having our formal meeting, then we're gonna conclude the meeting, we're gonna do the study session. So it's more of an open forum with the planning commission and the city development staff.
And who made that decision? I mean, where's the decision coming from? I'm just wondering.
That I have not been given that information. That's just kind of what we decided to do. It was kind of a group, Keith and I, decision. So, well, the city attorney as well. Because nothing we talk about in the study session is official. It's not, it's just things we're talking about. They're working through them. It's for us to help and understand the issue, and that's it. So it doesn't need to be recorded because there's no decisions being made from this meeting or anything like that.
So does the-
That's what I said in my announcements. If you have questions, please feel free to email the city staff. That way they can take the questions, digest it, answer it, or bring that to the commission next time in the next study session, and then we can think about the question you've asked and the best way to answer it and fit it into the development code.
May I make a suggestion, which is if the commission is going to decide to not record a study session and to not take public comment on a study session, to make that very clear in the agenda so that it can be announced in advance that that's what's happening. I would also suggest that some study sessions in the public interest, like this one, which clearly at the council meeting had very vibrant public interest, maybe in the public interest, people would want to hear that discussion. That's all. And I'm sorry to hear you're leaving, Max, but I hope it's for a great, great job.
Thank you. Okay, and then we have one public comment that I need to read out loud, right?
Are these just
Am I
notes?
paraphrasing or reading the whole thing?
Are these notes from the meeting? Who are these from?
That is from the city, just handed it to me 2 seconds before this started, so I'm assuming it's Susan Hepla. She said Susan Hepla wanted us to read it read out loud.
Okay, so when we're doing the commission comments and reports of meetings, I'm going to read this so I understand what is being asked, and then I'm going to read it into the meeting. Is that good? Okay, so,
You'll have to close public comment and then reopen it again.
okay,
Should be fine.
okay. Okay. This is from the city council meeting on the 10th. Notes I'm taking, I'm guessing it's for agenda number 8. Entertainment permits.
No, can I get some clarification? Who is this from? Is this from? Susan Pepla. Oh, Susan Pepla, okay.
So these are comments from
From
Susan Peplo. So while speaking with Mr. Gardner, the driving force for the live entertainment permit recommendation is for safety purposes. Should the council choose to explore this suggestion further, please consider the following.
And I believe that's the same letter that was at the city council last week.
The city currently does not offer any promotion for new business or startups. For economic growth, I would encourage waiving all fees for new businesses and existing anchors alike. Do not let fees be a barrier to entry for participation. It could be the difference between making it or not. She suggests an easy application process. Restaurants or venues that have already complied with safety inspections, egress requirements, and posted occupancy should receive full access administrative permit issuance without additional inspection or fees. Building compliance concerns can be updated with a matrix. Identify what is live entertainment. What should bath or paint or sip require? So should a paint and sip require a permit? Things of that nature. She recommended a study session on, with business owners for recommendations. And that's kind of the content of that. So, do we have any other public comments? Oh, wait, we do? We have one more. Mr. Bagley, please. Could you come to the mic, sir, please?
Hi, I'm Jim Bagley. I really want to comment on the study session topics that are coming up. So I didn't know so I assume there's going to be an opportunity for the public to participate?
So this is what we're asking, so we can get through the study session, and then we would like the public to email in the questions, so
Okay.
that this isn't gonna be the first and only study session.
Okay.
There's gonna be several on this topic. So that way, the city staff can take time to, and we're not just off the top of our head giving you an answer to your questions. Your questions get
That's
digested.
fine. Let me make a public comment then.
Okay.
'Cause that's why I'm here. So I'll just introduce myself. I'm Jim Bagley. I'm a former mayor. I'm a long-term city member. I am concerned about the proliferation of noise from some of these live events that are happening in 29 Palms. And I'm just going to say this. I live in 29 Palms by choice. I've lived in Los Angeles 6 different times in my life. Lately, there has been an increasing level of noise coming from live bands from venues around the city. Most recently, Kitchen in the Desert had some disco guy playing 2 nights in a row. I had to go down and ask them to please turn the volume down. Fans, the bar down on Adobe, they have bands now at night. I don't live close to any of these people. I'm more than a half mile away, but when I can hear it in my living room, it's offensive to me. So in this permit process, when you're talking about these live events, the city has control over this. Same thing with Freedom Plaza. They've had some music venues that were out of control, and I've complained to my local city council people, and they've addressed it. But what I would like you to do in this study process, there needs to be some limit on the volume. I don't want to tell people they can't have live music, but if you're blasting it into the night, and it's the volume where I can hear it in my house, your right to do that ends where my right to have peace and quiet. When I say I lived in LA, I live here because it's a small town. I don't live in Santa Monica. I don't live in LA. And if people want to bring that out here and change the character of the town, I'm going to tell you to go back to LA. Because that's what I want. So I just want that being if it's not going to be a public process where I can participate, I just want to lay that on the table. If there is going to be an opportunity, I really want to lay that out. And I think just like with Airbnbs, the city staff has to say, hey, there's a decibel level and you need to control this. And I really have no sense of humor at 3 in the morning when I'm chasing people down. I have Airbnbs I'm surrounded by. I am constantly being bombarded with noise with them, and the city doesn't follow up with it. And it's changing the quality of my life. And I want people to know that. And I know there's a lot of other people that feel the same way. That's my comment. That would be my input if we had a study session where I could put in. And I hope that comes up as part of the consideration. I hear the timer going on.
Thank you.
So thank you.
And there, just so you know, there will be a public portion to this at some point when it is actually proposed changes to the development code. Then the public will be, as always, allowed to comment on that specific agenda item.
Very good. So thank you, the commission, for hearing me. You've got my feedback. So
Thank you.
Thank you. All right.
So we're gonna close public we're, just so you know, we're not taking public comment on the study session tonight. So if you have questions or comments, we're gonna ask that you email those to the city staff, and we can give out that email. That way, the city staff has time to digest that question, because we're just at the start of this process for this development code. So we don't have answers to a lot of the questions you're gonna ask, but the questions you ask will help us form the development code. So we're asking for emails so that way we have time to adequately address your questions, and we're not just rushing through a question to give you an answer.
Chairman, in fact, you was here when the time there was a meeting in city council, and then the city council said that we should
Yep.
come in and also give our input publicly. It didn't say that we should email.
Vino, I wasn't at that meeting.
It wasn't at the
I was not at that city council meeting, but this is what we're doing for this one. And because I really feel that an emailed question from anybody that has them, if it's 10 pages long, that's great. It helps us and the city staff understand your questions, your concerns, and we can develop the code to better meet the needs of everyone than you getting 3 minutes to stand up here tonight and talk, and we haven't even gotten to the issue. So I want to give everybody adequate time to, A, give us the questions, and B, get responses to your questions. Is that fair?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to close public comment. Whew. Getting all tongue-tied today. All right, moving on. Commission comments and reports of meetings attended. We will start with Leslie today.
Hi, good afternoon. Apologize I wasn't able to attend our last meeting, but I was able to watch it, and you guys had great ideas, and I think that was great guidance for the city to roll with regarding the RV and specialty parks. So I did attend this Saturday. There was a city council forum on Saturday. I thought it was well attended, and you could tell a lot of people are, cheering their city council candidates on. I like to see that participation, and got to try one of the new restaurants downtown. It was just a really good kind of stay home, enjoy 29 weekend. So that's it for me.
Jessica?
I didn't attend any meetings, but I did watch the city council meeting in anticipation for tonight and spoke on the phone with Keith a little bit about it. So I've done a little research and ready to get into it.
Jim?
Okay. Yeah, I did attend the city council meeting last Tuesday, and we heard a lot about live entertainment and the definition of. I also attended the candidates forum on Saturday, which was interesting, and I enjoyed it thoroughly. I would like to add the comment and follow up with what we're talking about is, in the interest of transparency, the public does get to see our study session. And this is our chance to deal with the staff and at least address the question first off. It's not open, I understand some people are concerned about it being open to the public, but they will get their opportunity. But you get to watch our business happening. So that's largely why we're doing that. Thank you.
Alex?
I did not attend any meetings since our last, but I did speak with Keith a little bit to try to come to this a little bit more prepared and do some research.
So I attended the commissioner forum this last weekend. It was, as Leslie said, it was well attended. I thought it was really good. It's the first one I've seen or noticed or in the city, so I thought it was a good experience. And then I have a announcement. So in October will be my last meetings with the council. I have taken a job in Portland, and I am moving back home to Portland. So at the conclusion of our second meeting in October, I will be resigning my seat on the on the planning commission. We didn't get there yet. We've been working on it. So, okay. Consent calendar. Approval of the planning commission meetings minutes from August 20th, 2024. Has everybody had a chance to review the meeting minutes?
Yes.
Do I have a motion?
I make a motion that we accept the regular meeting minutes as presented.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
I'll second that.
We have a motion and a second. Roll call vote, please.
Commissioner Garcia,
Aye.
Commissioner Krushat,
Aye.
Commissioner Pahana,
Aye.
Vice Chair Cure,
Aye.
Chair Walker,
Aye.
approved.
There is no items removed from the consent calendar. There is no public hearings this evening. Discussion and potential action items. Do we have anything? Okay, moving on to Community Development Director updates.
No other update except for we're having some technical difficulties with our connection to YouTube. Our videos will be still on the city website, but we're still trying to work out the kinks with our connection to YouTube. Just want to make that announcement as well.
Okay. So I'm going to conclude this evening's meeting, and we're going to move into the study session, and the live stream will end at the conclusion of the meeting. But before we do that, I do want to thank everyone for coming out. I know that no public comment thing kind of threw everybody for a loop, but we really do appreciate your participation. And in the meetings going forward, there will be ample time for everyone to give their comment on the kind of draft language that we have, like always. So I think being here and hearing the study session will be helpful. And again, if anyone has any comments, questions, or concerns, please email that to the city staff, and we can then digest those concerns much easier and get them answered. So we're going to conclude the meeting. Thank you. Now, moving on to the study session.
All right, so entertainment permits.